Hello everyone, Matt Carrera. I'm back for another HCM Vlogs, tips and tools of the day. I hope everyone had a great end of the 2018 year and set some great goals for 2019 moving forward. Today we're going to be talking about lease agreements primarily with medical practices. If you're not owning the practice as a medical group, typically you're leasing out a suite, an office space, depending on the size of your practice and organization. Usually there could be a triple net lease, which would be your per square footage fee, your CAM charges, which is your common area charges, which are the charges the landlord sets for exterior lighting, landscaping on cutting the grass and maintaining the property ground, typically plowing and other maintenance that may deal with the exterior part of the property. And the third component would be the taxes. All three of those components make up your total lease amount for the month. So it's important to evaluate not only just the square footage, is also to factor in your taxes per month and your CAM charges. Sometimes I found people that have just done the math on the per square foot, signed the lease, and then found out they have to pay their taxes and also the CAM charge, and then maybe it didn't fit their budget. There's also other landlords who would just do a flat gross per square footage, which would take care of all those charges altogether. So it's important that you understand, if you're doing the triple net, you understand your three components, and if you're doing the gross, you understand that it's going to just cost you your per square footage on how big the space is. It's also important you understand the term of the agreement. If you have long-term or short-term goals, you understand that as an organization. You don't want to sign a 10-year lease if you know you're going to be growing or you're going to be outgrowing that space in a short period of time. You'd rather sign a short-term lease with an extension at the end to give you a possibility to stay. If you're signing a long-term lease, you have a lot of wiggle room as far as negotiations. If you're signing a 10-year lease, you know that you could probably fit in a renovation budget within it. I always put a renovation budget within any of my lease agreements. It's important, especially if you're staying somewhere long-term. If you're staying somewhere for 10 years, you don't know what 6, 7, 8 years down the line is going to be, especially in medicine as it's changing. You want to have that budget in place to allow you to update your building, whether it's more exam rooms, whether it's, basic furnishing, which is new floors and paint, regular updates. It's important to do this so patients feel that you're continuing to maintain the building and the inner space of the medical facility. It's also important to make sure that there's a general liability or a personal injury bond within the agreement as well. Especially if you have patients coming in and something was to happen on site, you want to ensure that who you are leasing the agreement from has the proper insurance to take care of your clientele. There's a lot more perspectives within the legal contract of a lease agreement. It's always important to get it ran by your attorney to make sure that everything within the agreement is in the best interest of you. If you have any other questions as far as the lease agreements, always reach out to an attorney, but I'd be happy to give you some general advice on my experiences through medical practices and dealing with leases. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.